Hi. Okay, so you want the
एक
best.
सेकंड कैमरा ऑन है. गुड मॉर्निंग बोल रहा है. हेलो.
Can you make me look prettier?
1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3
क्वेश्चन क्या था? बायो ऐसा आने का. ऐसा हाय गॉर्मी ऐसा करके चालू कर. ठीक है.
and then so guys you must be wondering why I was doing that but that is what I'm doing.
हाय माय नेम इज़ साइली, पर मेरे सारे कलीग्स मुझे केके बोलते हैं. सो एक दिन ऐसे हुआ कि वी वर हैविंग दिस फन एक्टिविटी गोइंग ऑन, जहाँ पे हमें हमारे बचपन के क्यूट स्टोरीज बताने थे. तो आई टोल्ड अ स्टोरी जहाँ पे मैं बचपन में क्रैब्स को स्टोन से मारती थी फ्रॉम अ सर्टन हाइट. जस्ट इट वॉज जस्ट अ गेम वी यूज्ड टू प्ले. और समहाउ मेरी फनी स्टोरी बिकेम अ वेरी डार्क स्टोरी फॉर एवरीबडी. और उस दिन से फिर मेरा नाम सबने केके रख दिया, विच इज़ केकड़ा किलर.
The Garba night.
The Garba night.
There was jalebi and fafda. So I literally had 8 jalebis and I gave the fafda to others. I really love sweets.
One of my colleagues brought the cocktail and उन्होंने पूछा कि कौन कौन लेगा. And one of my friends, she raised the hand enthusiastically, means मुझे पीना है. And then उसको पता नहीं था that was a alcoholic because she get high immediately. हम लोग ने बहुत enjoy किया. She was like she ate 9 jalebis in one night.
Wait a minute.
I really love sweets.
Of all these fun stories, my favorite was the Halloween one. So, I and Guneet were in Dubai and Suryansh called and said कि भाई यहाँ पे लोग बहुत crazy plan कर रहे हैं Halloween, so आप पीछे मत रहना. And I was like, okay. So I just picked up my witch hat and I was there. But you should have seen people. They had just gone overboard. People with faces painted and people were traveling with all the makeup, Halloween makeup in the taxis. और वहाँ पे लोग were like taking pictures and all with them. So we did full fun. We went around trick or treat in the entire building, and that was a fun evening.
I am a big foodie, and little I did realize that I was actually joining a whole bandwagon of foodies as well, like me. Our manager just decided to have this dine-in party, and with everyone ordering their, dishes of food. And I can never forget that we ordered for so much of food that we were supposed to have it for lunch, but we had it for lunch, we had it for tea, and it even went on for dinner.
I'm a big foodie. Okay, so I always eat out. I have a threshold of eating out all day.
We had it for lunch, we had it for tea, and it even went on for dinner.
And I won't even feel bad about it. So back in the days, I used to have outside food very regularly, and I was talking about joining gym, losing weight, and everybody in the office was making fun of me. So they were like, "Chal theek hai, bet laga le. Let's see if you can do it." So they actually officiated a bet, worth 15,000 rupees. That if you lose, you have to pay 15,000, and if I win, that is if I lose weight, that is 10 kgs in a month, then I will get 15,000. Guess what? I actually won the bet. Okay, I got 15,000 rupees, but that's not the funny part. The funny part is to do this thing, to achieve that number, to lose that weight, I actually bought a bicycle worth 27,000 rupees, and that was something which everybody else was laughing at. तूने 15,000 के लिए 27,000 rupees spend कर दिए.
When we have gone to a trip to Karjat, so there the environment was not like colleagues and all. We were playing games, we were enjoying our drinks, so it didn't felt like it was just colleagues who are around you, but it felt like a family.
When I started communicating in front of people, when I started working here, I was just 18 and did not know how to communicate in front of anyone. So, and the biggest challenge was English, because I didn't know how to speak in Hindi. So Guneet and everyone, came up with an idea that we will start finding them, everyone, if they speak in Hindi in front of me. And by the end of the month, what happened was We had collected around 15,000 bucks.
I was boarding my first flight in my life. So I thought it would be the best flight ever, the first flight experience, right? One of my colleague lost the gift we are going to give to delegates. And being in operations, I have to run all the airport all along. And I was just tired. And my first flight experience is the worst flight experience I ever had.
The first event we did, we were the new company, but kind of relieved and happiness I received while executing the whole event at the end when people were appreciating the whole event. That happiness is still in my mind, kind of appreciations from big people that they haven't seen such events, the way we executing the events. But that first moment when we received it, it was our first event. We were amateurs. The kind of response we received from the fraternity of pharma, it's still in my mind.
One of my most favorite memories about how the entire industry came to help us. We wanted to change something in the pharma. We wanted to revolutionize the way people look at the trainings and the conferences. So when we met all the leaders, they could see that spark, that twinkle in our eyes that we want to change something. So they supported us a lot. At the time when some people usually do not come forward for startups or new companies at all. In our first event ever, Project and Portfolio Management 2018, we met Dr. Lamba, and he actually came for the conference because he saw something in us that we want to change in the organizations. The memory is a goof up. So what we did, we put him up on the stage for the lamp lighting with a candle in the hand, lit candle in the hand, with nobody else there. And Dr. Lamba is asking, Guneet, is anybody else joining? That's when we realized, oh my god, this is a goof up and we should have put other people also. Then immediately, okay, you also come, please. We brought all the leaders for the lamp lighting. So that was a big goof up, but still a memory. That was a very innocent, naive memory that didn't even make us feel embarrassed. We were just so innocent that we didn't even realize that this was really a blunder to ruin the conference. But you learn from your mistakes.
So usually what happens is whenever we have any event, after the event we go for partying to celebrate the success of the event, if not the success but for celebration. And there is only one guy in our group who doesn't drink, and that's the only guy who ended up with only one shoe when he reached home. That's surprising, right? So what happened was, when we left from the place, the guy took out his shoe and he kept the shoe on top of his car. He entered the car with one shoe. He drove to his place and then he realized कि उसने जो shoe निकाला हुआ था वो कार के ऊपर ही था, और वापस जब वो गया तो वो shoe मिला नहीं. And this was the same situation which happened with him in Goa as well. Again, the same guy who doesn't drink at all, and we were just drinking, and the same guy ended up with one chappal again.
My first business trip to Ahmedabad. We just flew down to Ahmedabad for a very quick meeting and we were back. But that trip was the first I ever took, and it'll always be close to my heart because there were so many incidents that made it memorable. Whether it was having a brownie or just a pastry for dinner because there was literally nothing else that we could have, or just struggling to find my place back home because I didn't know my way home from the airport.
So if you look at memories, I think we've created a lot of memories on every passing day in the past many years. But your question is very peculiar about one of the best memories. It's in the initial few years. It took us when we realized that, oh wow, we finally earned a profit and it's 45,000 rupees. We were about to get into a debrief after the event that we generally do. And Guneet moved out of the meeting and she said, excuse me for a moment. I said, fair enough. And she comes back, we'll start with this. She came back with a bottle of Blue Label, worth 44,000 back then. So all she said was, boys, you worked hard and I think it's time that you should celebrate and relax and pamper yourself a little bit. and that's how our first profit was.
This was our event cleaning validation, and one of this was after the day one ended. We had a briefing, and one of my colleague and me got into an verbal argument, and it didn't end very well. But months later, we can't live without each other. He's actually sitting behind the camera.